YouTube? It's your boy CJ here, back again, once again, with another episode of Getting to Greatness. Today I'm going to do the military tag challenge. It's kind of old. A lot of people have already done it a while back, but just my insight, a couple of questions that I've been asked, or people that might want to know about joining the military or being in the military. So I hope you guys enjoy. All right, guys. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. Follow me on my other social media, and give me a thumbs up, like, comment. Let me know if you guys have any other questions, and then we can see if we do another video for it. Other than that, yeah, let's get started. Question number one: how long have I been in the military or in the Army? I've been in the Army for approximately 11 years. Before that, I was in the Marine Corps. I did 4 years in the Marine Corps, so altogether I have approximately 15 years in the military. No, it's a long time. Being a career soldier has been challenging at times, but I really enjoy what I do for the most part. And I have 5 years until I can retire, and I'm excited about that. When I retire, I plan on being an entrepreneur, start my own business. So hopefully that works out. And if not, I have a backup plan. I'm currently pursuing a master's degree, and I would definitely be done with that in the next 5 years. Probably the next year and a half, I'll be done with a master's degree, and then maybe a PhD before I retire. But we'll see what happens. All right, question number two. What is your MOS? I am currently a military police officer. I know, the POPO. So everybody talking about the military police. I don't really do law enforcement at the moment. I'm a physical security inspector, i.e. I go around and inspect different units for loss prevention, physical security aspects. And I inspect arms rooms, admin areas, just to make sure that people are doing what they're supposed to do and maintaining property throughout their time and whatnot. Before that, I was in Marine Corps band. And in the Marine Corps, you obviously go to the School of Infantry, so I know small infantry tactics. Went to Camp Geiger, and I went to the School of Music in Little Creek, Virginia. And in the Army, like I said, I'm a military police soldier, and I attended military police school at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, back in 2006. Yeah, I know. Number three, what did you do before the military? Well, before the military, I was in high school altogether. Before that, I worked at the Science Museum. Yeah, I know, kind of geekish. But I worked there from when I was in 8th grade. I started working at the Science Museum in Hickory, North Carolina, the Catawba Science Center. If you're in the area and you haven't been yet, go check it out. It's a lot different than when I worked there, but I'm sure it's still a good time. And then I was in high school. So then I joined the Marine Corps. I got in the Marine Corps 2005-ish, September 2005. Actually a little bit earlier, because I went on terminal leave, I want to say end of July, August 2005. And I got out, spent some time for the rest of that time there, the rest of that year, kind of hung out for a little bit, didn't do too much. I saved a lot of money so that way I didn't have to work for the rest of the year. And with terminal leave and whatnot, I was still getting paid for a couple months when I got out. But then I joined, I went to college that next spring semester, January 2006. I went to college full time, community college. I just wanted to start out there. We didn't have the post 9/11 back then, so I wasn't getting as much money for college. So community college was kind of what I could afford and be able to stay within my budget and still be able to manage and whatnot. I kind of managed my expectations. I allowed people around me to tell me like that I could or couldn't do. So I managed my expectations to the point where I went to community college first. I should have enrolled in a university or went somewhere else and pushed, but you don't know what you don't know, if that makes sense. If I knew then what I know now, I probably would have been further along, and maybe I wouldn't even have joined the Army. So I don't regret going to the community college. I enjoyed my time there, the experiences that I got to see and meet people there. But I definitely probably should have went to a university right out of the Marine Corps instead of going to the community college. But hey, it is what it is. And I was out for approximately a year and some change. Like I said, I got out in the summer of 2005. And then I joined the Army in November 2006. In that time frame, I was a college student, so I went to the community college. And then I decided that I needed a part-time job, so I worked at the mall at a store called Buckle. I'm not giving them a free plug, but I enjoyed my time at Buckle. I just didn't make very much money, and so I joined the Army, and I came back in the Army. Number four, do you plan to re-enlist? I guess maybe that's a question for maybe lower enlisted soldiers. I am a staff sergeant in the Army. I've been in the military for a long time now, so I'm in what they call indefinite. Once you get past 10 years, well, now the rule is 12 years. I think 12 years. I'll look it up and see, put it in the description. But when I had to re-enlist my last time, I was over 10 years. And so when I re-enlisted this last time, over 10 years, I had to do what's called an indefinite contract. So basically now I have to ask the Army to get out. I don't plan on doing so in the next 5 years because in 5 years I can retire. That'll put me at 20, and then I can be out of the Army for good. The next question is, what is your most memorable moment in the Army? It's kind of hard to say. For me, my most memorable moment in the Army, or in the military period, I've got to do a lot of stuff in the military. I can't even lie. Obviously, with over 15 years of experience, when I was in the Marine Corps, I'm a drummer. I was a drummer in the Marine Corps band. I played at President Reagan's funeral there in Simi Valley, California. I got to play in the Rose Bowl parade every year. I got to travel all around the country, meet new people. In the Army, I'm a military police soldier, so I got to do a lot of cool things. I deployed to Iraq during the surge in 2007. I was stationed at NATO in Brussels, Belgium, where I got to do protective services. And there I got to do a lot of cool things and go a lot of cool places. I'm a drill sergeant, so I graduated from drill sergeant school and got to train other soldiers that are coming to the Army. I'm air assault qualified, so that's pretty memorable for me. That's my most recent, I guess, accomplishment. I got something right now in the works as far as what I plan on doing here in the future. Hopefully you guys will see that. But maybe my most recent accomplishment would probably be air assault school. It was a tough accomplishment, especially being older. A lot of the younger guys get to go when they're younger. I wasn't fortunate enough. I was 33, almost 34 when I went to air assault school. So some of you guys can attest to that. I can do another video about that later. Fun fact. So a fun fact about myself. I am married, and a lot of people are amazed when I tell them that I have 5 kids. You can see the picture right here. That's my entire family. My wife, my kids, and everyone there. I have 4 girls and 1 boy. So that's a fun fact about myself. I really love my kids. I really wanted a boy, and that's kind of why I have so many, but I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. Their own unique in their own way. And yeah, I love them. I love them to death. I love my family and my wife. So yeah, that's a fun fact about me. I have 5. You regret joining the military? No, I don't regret joining the military. If I look back at my life, I had a different plan for my life coming up. A lot of people say that, but I definitely had a different plan for my life when I was coming up. I thought that I would be a doctor or a lawyer, or we all had these dreams and aspirations. And I'm a very, very well educated person to this point, which I love. But I never thought that I would be in the military this long. The way circumstances have happened and things have changed, I've just been here for a long time. I don't regret it though. I enjoy my experience, and then it's a stepping stone for what I'm going to do next in life. Like I said, now I'm getting closer to retirement. With 5 years left in the military, I'm excited about it, and I'm excited about the next chapter that's going to happen. So I don't regret it at all. I appreciate the experiences and the things that have happened, so it made me a better person for sure. Next question, where have you been stationed? I've been stationed in a lot of places. When I was in the Marine Corps, I was stationed at Marine Corps Base 29 Palms out in Southern California, the middle of the Mojave Desert. A lot of people were like, oh no, it's a bad place. I really enjoyed it. The way me and my friends were, every weekend was an adventure for the most part. We always went somewhere different. We weren't very far from Vegas or LA or San Diego. Even back then we could go to Mexico, so we made the most of it. When I first joined the Army, my first duty station was Fort Lewis, Washington, now Joint Base Lewis McChord. I didn't really get to spend a lot of time there. I enjoyed it the time that I was there, but for the majority of my time at Fort Lewis, I was deployed. I did 15 months right when I got there. So right out of AIT in the Army, at the military police school, I got to Fort Lewis, and then 3 months later, I was in Iraq. I was in Baghdad. After I left Fort Lewis, I went to Brussels, Belgium. That probably was my favorite duty station. I got to do protective services there. If you don't know what protective services is, Secret Service, but for the Army. I wore a suit and tie every day to work. And I went around with high-level DOD people and protected them. I really enjoyed that job. That's part of the reason why I'm still in the military, because if I would have stayed at Fort Lewis for any more longer, I might not have been in the Army. That's just the truth. So after I left Brussels, Belgium, though, I went to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. I was there the longest. I was at Fort Leonard Wood for over 4 years. I was a drill sergeant there and an instructor. And then now I'm currently stationed at Fort Campbell. Fort Campbell, Kentucky is the home of the 101st Airborne Division, Air Assault. And I am Air Assault qualified. If you're not, you probably should get your life together and go to Air Assault school. So the next question, what was your favorite part about basic? Well, for me, basic training was a long time ago. I went to basic training in the Marine Corps. I didn't have to go to basic training in the Army. My favorite part about basic training in the Marine Corps was it would have to be that I got in really good shape. I got physically fit. In the 3 months of being there, I lost like 30 pounds. Not that I thought I was in good shape before, but I definitely was in excellent shape once I came home from boot camp. You couldn't even recognize me. I'll put a picture. Nah, I'm not gonna show you guys. Maybe I'll save that for another video. But I lost 30 pounds in boot camp when I joined the Marine Corps. I enjoyed the PT every day, and our drill instructors, they made sure that we got plenty of it. We got smoked quite a bit. In the Army, I was in AIT. When I came in, I reclassed, so I had to go to AIT first. My class was all reclasses, so everyone in my class had prior service military or had a different MOS before. So it wasn't really like basic training. We were treated more like a gentleman's course. We went to class, and then we were off once we got done with class. So my favorite part about that was that I didn't have to get treated like a kid. And we still got everything in that we needed to get done, but I didn't have to be micromanaged, if that's the better way to put it. So, next question is, what is the worst part of basic? The worst part of basic training would probably be just being away from your family, not being able to spend time with your family. Like I said, I was in the Marine Corps before, so during boot camp, I only got to write letters. I went to boot camp September 17, 2001, so the week after 9/11, I went to boot camp. So yeah, I'm showing my age there a little bit, but back then, we didn't have a lot of cell phones and things like that, and I don't think that I would have got it anyway. So I got one phone call when I got home. Other than that, if you wanted to talk to me or I wanted to talk to you, I had to write you a letter, pen and paper, and that's all I could do is write letters home to visit to people that were at home. For everybody else in the Army, same thing. Even though, like I said, it was more of a gentleman's course, and when we were done, we were off. My family wasn't with me for the initial training portion, so that was tough being away from my wife and my kid at the time. So just being away from home, being away from your family, and I'm missing those people and having to miss you. Other than that, I kind of enjoyed it. It's a culture shock, so it's meant to be hard, but I enjoyed those times. Just missing your family and being away from your family, I think that'd probably be the worst part. The next question is, what is the best place the Army took you? It's kind of tough. Like I said, I've been stationed everywhere. I've been all over the world. Not everywhere. I've been stationed a lot of different places. Brussels, Belgium was definitely my best duty station. But while I was there and doing protective services, I got to travel a lot. So maybe Rome. No, that's kind of cliche. I really enjoyed Rome, but when I was doing protective services, I got to do a trip along the Adriatic coastline from like Pula, Croatia, all the way down to Montenegro. So from Pula, Croatia, all the way down to Montenegro, and we hit all the different cities along the coastline. That was probably one of my favorite trips. One of the better places that the Army's taken me. I've been to Cairo, I've been to Egypt, I've seen the pyramids, so I've got to do and see a lot of things in the military. So it's kind of hard for me to pinpoint just one thing that I would have to say is the best place the Army took me. The best place I got to live, though, definitely was Brussels, Belgium. And I kind of want to go back to Europe one more time before I retire, and we'll see what happens. One thing you dislike about the Army. So if I had to pinpoint one thing that I dislike about the Army, let me see. It's kind of a tough question. For me, I don't really dislike the Army. I'm not like most junior soldiers that dislike the Army and they're like, I don't like people in charge of me, people yelling at me and blah, blah, blah. I don't really have those problems. I mean, everywhere you go, no matter what job you get, you're going to have good leadership and bad leadership. So maybe the one thing I dislike the most is soldiers that complain, I guess. People that complain all the time. Instead of just finding remedies to the solution or getting over it. I mean, not everything in your life is going to be able to affect or change. So probably the worst thing I don't like about the Army is the new generation of soldiers that complain. Not that they all do, but it definitely is a deterrence. It's a distractor. It stresses you out. As leaders, you have to be on your toes all the time for these new soldiers because you don't necessarily know what they're thinking or what they're going to have. And then they always have something to complain about. Always. So next question. Where do you want to go next? After I leave here, I would like to go back to Europe at least one more time before I retire. That's going to be kind of tough because my wife doesn't want to go anywhere. She wants to stay here. So that's my puppy down there scratching, if you guys hear that. She doesn't want to go anywhere. She wants to stay here, which I can agree. I mean, the area is not bad. We came here from Fort Leonard Wood. If you know anything about rural Missouri, Fort Leonard Wood, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. There's not very much to do. So here, being in Clarksville, Tennessee, that's the town that's outside of Fort Campbell. There's plenty of stuff to do. I mean, there's kind of a mall. For a family, it's not a bad place to raise your family. So yeah, she's kind of like, she's done. She don't want to move anymore. But we'll see. We'll see if that actually happens or not if I go somewhere. If it's up to me though, we're gonna go somewhere else. I would like to, like I said, go back to Europe or Hawaii or somewhere nice at least one more time before I retire. Next question is, what are your plans after the military? So after I leave the military, like I said, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to start my own business. I'll probably start my own business before I retire, honestly. Something part-time that I can do maybe online or something else. I got some plans in the works right now, but I definitely plan on being an entrepreneur after the military. If not, then like I said, I'm kind of educated. I've got a couple degrees, and I'm working on my master's degree right now. So maybe I'll become a teacher and coach. I think I would enjoy that as well. Yeah, but being retired and having to check, you know, every month, it'll give me that flexibility to be able to kind of do what I want to do. That's my main thing is when I retire. So I guess that's my answer. When I retire from the military, I want to be able to do what I want to do, like with my life, versus just doing what somebody else tells me to do or what I have to do. Make sense? I think so. Question number 15, and the last question, what should you know before you join the military? There's a lot of things that you should know before you join the military. Make sure that you're doing it for the right reason, not for the wrong reason. Make sure that you get yourself in shape before you join the military. Don't come to boot camp, or you're gonna have some big mean drill sergeant like me going 5150, going crazy on you, tearing you up. I'll make a whole separate video about this. Don't pack too much crap. You don't want to have too much crap when you come into boot camp, because I'm just gonna make you some guy like me, not me, because my time's over, but somebody like me is gonna make you throw it all away, and then you're not gonna get to keep it, or we're gonna put it in a bag and put it in a closet, and you're never gonna see it for the whole time you're there anyway, until it's time for you to go home. So I'll make a whole separate video about what you should do or know before you join the military. I've been in 2 separate branches. Like I said, I was in the Marine Corps before, and then now I'm in the Army, so maybe I can give you guys some good insight. So that'll probably be the next video I make, what you should do or know before you join the military. If not, it's coming up soon. Any other questions, leave them down below in the comment box. Again, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Any questions you have about things that I didn't cover, hit the comment section below, and maybe I'll make another video, or if not, I'll definitely respond to you directly. Other than that, hopefully you guys enjoy your day. Do whatever it takes to make your life better. Get to greatness. Peace.